Hey guys, welcome back. It's a special Wednesday night edition of the Drunk Pokeroo's beer review. Two reasons. Number one is my new cool beer opener came in the mail from Y Openers. You can see it's got my name on it there, the Drunk Pokeroo. It's from Y Openers. I will leave the link down below. Great story. Father and son team that make these out of the south there in the States. Check them out. Order one. They're great. They don't bend the cap on your beer now. I don't save my caps, but I've got an idea for a project that I have involving beer caps, so this is kind of cool. The other reason we're doing this is Curmudgeon is back. I fell in love with this beer last summer. It's from Grand River Brewing in Cambridge. Defiantly independent, they say. They make some really great beers. I love their distinctive bottles. The logo says it all. Or sorry, you see the curmudgeon-y guy there. I am a curmudgeon-y guy. I'm an old guy, set in my ways, but definitely not when it comes to beer. When it comes to beer, I am all about trying new things. But so glad to see one of my old favorites back. And again, we've talked about this before. Seasonality in beer is very important because the new beer is coming out. There's always something new and fun coming out, and there's also some old favorites coming out. Definitely from all of our favorite craft brewers. So it's an IPA, more of an English style IPA last year, I remember it, but no better time than to just open it up and get into it. Let's get into this. You can see it pours a very like a clear ambery brown color with a nice lot of slow rolling carbonation. I can just see the bubbles coming up. You can't really see it, I don't think, in there, but ooh. Smells a little toasty. So I'm expecting like an English IPA with maybe a little more punch to it. Anyways, let's get into it. Cheers. Welcome back, Curmudgeon. Just what I like. It's brewed in an English style with a much more hoppy presence. It's got a lot of and like a nutty, toasted malt. Definitely some caramel in there, but then there's this hopped up back end. Now, not crazy hoppy, so you're not talking like Ransack the Universe or something like that, where you got punching you in the face with citrus and that. It's there. I'd say it's more of like a dry grapefruity pineapple back end, very dry. It's 6.5, I think it is. Yeah, 6.5%. So it's a big beer. These are not pounder beers by any stretch of the imagination. But I love cracking them all. But I should have bought two. Mrs. Pokeroo was right. I should have bought a 6. Oh, it's so good. It's got a nice creamy mouthfeel to it. So it's not like, when I say it's dry on the back, I mean, it's like it leaves your throat dry. But when you're drinking it, it's quite creamy, nutty. It's just, I like it. I think because when I started this was about 2 years ago when I started to really drink craft beer. And, the first year was with Untapped was just about getting badges, and we were drinking anything and everything we could get our hand on to get a badge. And then sort of it evolved into a much more, starting to find new flavors and new things as opposed to just getting badges. Now, last summer when I found Curmudgeon, I don't know what it was. It was the first beer that I made sure I bought another one of, and I like to enjoy it. Now, I was still drinking macro lagers at the time, so I'd have the Curmudgeon, and then I drink 12 old Milwaukees. So it was it was an evolving process. By the time we got to the end of the summer, I discovered a lot of other beers, and Curmudgeon was gone for another year. So I've been impatiently waiting. A friend of mine went to Grand River Brewing maybe last week or the week before, and I hurriedly messaged him, is Curmudgeon back? And it wasn't back yet. I think this was brewed on the 9th of February, is what it says. I think it's the 9th or something, or the 8th or 9th. So, it's not even that old. We're on the 17th today, so it's like a week ago. So it's just back. It's great if you like English IPAs with a little bit of that, bitterness on the back end. This one's for you. Like, I really enjoy it. It's got a bit of sweetness to it to go with the bitterness. It's just a nice drinking beer. Definitely going to be going to pick up some more. I don't know if they're in the LCBO yet. Last time I checked, they weren't there yet. So I got to figure out how I'm going to get back out to Cambridge to grab a few more to stick in the fridge. So I've got them. Just a lovely, I'm just sitting here with that, and that bitterness keeps coming back to me, and it's a good bitterness. It's a very, there's a touch of pine, but mostly it's a citrusy and dry finish. I like this beer. That's I just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, the Y openers, please check out the link. It's not cheap. It's all magnets, so you don't lose your cap, and it's not bent at all. I don't know if you can see that, but it's completely flat. It's really, really good. Y openers, they're called. Again, I'll put the link down below. But it's even got the cutter here, so you can cut your the wax tops there for your beers. It's just a great story. But here's to old friends coming back. There's a lot of them. If you're following along with your favorite brewers there on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you're starting to see some of the old favorites pop up, and we're heading to spring, and the sun's going to be up. Sun's going to be up a little bit later, and we're going to get a little bit more daylight. So, the spring is coming. When I get my curmudgeon, I know the spring is around the corner. So, anyways, guys, cheers. I'll see you tomorrow for another review.